Okay, guys, we're live. The 20th, no, not 19th episode of the Drop Podcast. And today we are accompanied by a group of extraordinary gentlemen. We've got the Dim Giant, Mr. Thel, DefensiveShades, and Nico101. We've got a few new guys and a few new faces as well. Dim, can you tell me a bit about yourself? What do you do in Planetside?
I meme. My primary objective is to create a large, casual community base for people who don't take the game very seriously and just want to enjoy the spectacle that Planetside 2 is. We've created a modestly large outfit of somewhere around 500 or so active players, and sometimes run 2 to 3 platoons at the same time on the equally modestly populated Connery server.
So that's Mr. Dim Giant, leader of the Dim Giant army as well. Thel, can you quickly tell us a bit about yourself as well?
Hello, I'm Thel. Hey there, folks. No, I play on Cobalt and sometimes on Emerald. I stream sometimes, and sometimes I put up YouTube videos, but it's not really serious, and there's no schedule or anything. But I'm just a player that likes to be relatively good, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And, that's who I am.
That's Mr. Thel. Shades, what can you tell about yourself?
You guys have seen me. I've been here for the last couple of Fiverr streams. I am the leader of Bushido Way on Emerald. We do point holds. I'm a point hold connoisseur. I am also Thel's Mongo dad.
Yes.
You need me for point holds. I also teach new players, and that's about it.
And then we got our final guest, Mr. Nico101, the original Planetside streamer. What do you do these days, Nico?
Try to make content for Planetside, but yeah, I'm a long-term Planetside content creator, and I primarily stream nowadays and make a few memes here and there. So used to be in quite an active member of the Kane outfit on Cobalt until we disbanded quite a few months ago now. So just casually play the game and just try and have fun if possible and spread salt as best I can. That's about it, really.
Just to add, by the way, there's a new video by Nico101 out about casual hunting, the life of a gaming clan. Check it out, guys.
Yes.
Sell out time. After that, we've got a few serious topics coming up, and some are quite controversial, and I try to be as neutral as possible. But you guys, just be you, share your opinion. Our first opinion, or first question, is about the max alert coming up. For the guys that don't know, right now in the PTS there is a new max alert, and basically you can pull maxes for half an hour for free. And the main objective is killing as many people as possible to win the alert. And just the first reaction for you guys, what do you think? Is it good, bad, or? And let's start with Mr. Dim Giant. Are you looking forward to this?
I've been reading the Reddit threads about the maximum pressure alert for the last couple of days, and I still don't know what to think. Like, it's such a foreign concept to me. I'm just going to wait and see what it actually looks like in execution before I make a judgment, because everyone's really divided. There's people who are saying this is going to be like game ending, and they're going to actually like quit the game during the alert just to avoid it before coming back on. And then you got a whole nother group of people that are like the chaos neutral types that are like, this is going to be the greatest spectacle ever. And I'm not necessarily sure they're right either. Like, I'm totally mixed about this. I have no clear feelings on whether this is going to be good or bad, or if it's going to help players stay in the game, which is always what I wonder when one of these new editions comes out. Like, is this really what the game needs? And it really is lacking like a quest element of MMORPGs. So we'll see what happens.
I see Tom mentioning maximum log off alert. Can you explain a bit more?
Yeah, this whole max thing, like Daybreak, if you play your game regularly, you know that playing against maxes is cancerous if they're an overclock. Like, you can do something about it, right? You have to Desi if you're heavy, and if you have a squad of relatively skilled people or people that know what they're doing, you can just double peek, boom, max that. But with this alert, like, loads of circuits are just gonna mass pull maxes, gonna sit in their gals, drop on a base. There will be like 40 maxes on the base, probably. And there is no way, you're getting that point. So, yeah, I'm really not in favor of it. It's just encouraging bad gameplay and relying on cheese. So no, I'm against it, and I'll see what it's like. But I expect that I will log off soon because yeah, I don't want to be in a cancerous environment. It's even more cancerous than it is now. So
Have you
And
ever
no.
Yeah.
I'm kind of inclined to agree with that because like a lot of the alerts naturally feed into the creation of battle flow and traditional like gameplay in some sense or another. Like even the aerial anomaly to some limited extent kind of does that because it at least gets people in the air experimenting with the aircraft, with which people are naturally tepid in doing. But a max crash sounds like it's going to be an epic disruption to the natural flow. And as a guy who's like totally in favor of more chaotic elements, even I have to like take a minute to pause and be like, what was the thinking behind this? Like I feel like there's like a YouTube comment just waiting to be made on some video going like, like everyone says nothing. Daybreak, max push. Let's drop
Yeah.
1 billion maxes. You know what I mean? No one asked for this. Where is this coming from?
Yeah, but no one asked for combined arms initiative or
Yeah.
development changes or
Right.
it's like
Exactly.
the point I was going to try and make basically is this max idea could be a really good idea if tested correctly to make sure that it fits in with the flow of battle. However, obviously with true Daybreak style, nothing is getting tested, it's just getting pushed to live, so we don't know whether this is going to be a good thing or not. And there's no point in trying to put any effort into trying to get them to test it because we all know that's not going to happen. Because that didn't happen with Combined Arms Initiative. That didn't happen with DX11. It didn't happen with a lot of updates they pushed to live, to be honest. I don't think it happened with anything. And then the one update that they did say that they wanted to work with the community, which I believe Serious Gaming did, they basically poo-pooed him and put it to live the day before he was going to stream. So what can you do? You know?
But to be fair, they're testing it right now in the PTS, but nobody's playing over there. So how can they really test it?
And that falls back to a bigger problem that's been associated with Daybreak games for a long time, which is a communication breakdown. Like it was never clear. Like having the DX11 patch event for the PTS server was a huge success to the point where it was too successful, and you had to kick people off the server in order for it to be a proper test server because it kept crashing because of the population. There was no communication on like whether or not this should be tested by anybody or if there was going to be a special event for testing, which would have been awesome for the max alert because you would have then had data and responses from lots of people saying this is great or this is terrible and here's the reasons why, fix it accordingly. But none of that happens. And it seems like it would be such a simple thing to like at least make a Twitter announcement saying on such and such a day, let's all have fun together and watch this alert play out on the test server. Come join us and see if this is good or not. People have clearly responded to that in the past, so why not take advantage of that now for this kind of a thing? Like,
because it's not logical, and that's Daybreak's thing, sadly. It's just how it is.
Yeah, just a question in between. Have any of you guys ever experienced a max versus max battle, a big one, in the game yet?
Too many times. Too many times.
We actually organized them on purpose, but that was different. That was two outfit leaders who had people who were willingly participating in a giant shitfest, essentially, pulling 3 galaxies worth of maxes and throwing them at each other. So that was fun because we were the ones like setting the stage, clear communication. Everybody volunteered their time into that. It's not the same as like suddenly casting the entire set of servers into a new alert that no one's really sure they want or not. I mean, like a third essentially say they want on the Reddit poll, another third say they don't, the other third is just like, Daybreak.
One of the greatest things that we did as Kane as an outfit back in the day was we all pulled probably a squad and a half of maxes. We all got our shields out and pushed into an armor zerg down a road in a line. And it's one of the things that's like imprinted on my mind of being one of the best things we've ever done as an outfit. It was hilarious at the time. And everybody in the L chat was going crazy because they just see like 15 maxes pushing in a line. It's just, honestly, like, I'm kind of excited for it, but at the same time, I can see the complications involved with giving everybody a max for free. So.
Yeah, and in such an untested way. Like, no one's experimented with this. We don't know what to expect, really. Like, Kaiser Vodka here in the Twitch stream asks, who needs a playtest to figure out that free maxes are retarded? And what we're suggesting is that maybe this could be a good idea that's refined into something, but you're not going to be able to refine it into a good, marketable product until it's been properly tested, which I think is true. Like, there's lots of perhaps potential in this idea that can be exploited in a good way. but it's not going to happen until it's too late. Like, you don't want to test this stuff on the live server. You want to screw around with it on the PTS.
Yeah.
So that you
Why
can figure
is there a
out all the-
PTS if it's not getting used?
Yeah.
Come on, it's right. All the tools are there, right? You have a community of people that know how to play the game, that know how the game works. You have a test server specifically to test it,
Yeah.
and then
Felt
you
you got it
don't
all
test
wrong.
it. Like, come
Live
on,
is a
guys.
test server, right? Live is
Yeah.
test. We've been over this for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
But no, he makes a good point. Like, all the pieces are in play to make a
Yeah.
good product. There's just a communication piece
Daybreak
that's
just
missing there.
needs to do it. Use it.
Yeah.
Use us.
Exactly.
Use us.
I mean,
Daybreak.
they're using
Please.
us. They're using us on live.
Now they are abusing us. Come on.
But what we should do as a community? Should we, as a community, all go to the PTS like after the stream and then go test it out? Is that all responsibility then?
35 people.
That is another
Wow.
interesting point of contention. There's a wider debate now about whether or not like outfit leads have like a civic duty to sandbox game. That's been taking place in recent months for reasons that may or may not have been slightly inflamed by my outfit in particular. That's a good question. Like, I personally feel like if my group can help, like I like going in on like Saturday afternoons when everybody's relaxing and just taking it easy, going into the test server and seeing what we can find and how we can help out. But obviously, like, I have a lot more free time on my hands than the average Joe. Play testing and testing something out to figure out whether something's good or not, maybe not is not in everybody's interests. And whether or not it should be is an interesting point of contention. I don't know where I stand on that myself.
Right now we've got a similar alert with the area anomaly, where you can also pull free aircrafts. But the area anomalies really focus on certain parts of the map. Do you think that
that's
having that
different.
would help as well?
If you contain it to a certain part of the map and it's large enough that it's gonna let you battle out with the maxes, and I'm assuming if we're doing like a max alert, it's gonna be in 1 hex, right? So maybe
Like 1 hex, max craziness, and the rest will be normal.
I can see it working, but that's only like 20% of my feeling, and then the 80% is just like the utter like horrification. If like I'll give it an example, right? So you, like the arrow lamis, right? You can pull from anywhere in any hex, right? Even at your warp gate, you can pull anywhere for free. What if some outfit decides for the next 30 minutes or the next hour to be like, I'm FedEx or USPS, for example, on Emerald. They'll use all those maxes. I'm just gonna ruin everybody's day today with those free maxes and just constantly pull them because they're so coordinated. They're just gonna warp gate whoever the fuck they want back to whatever warp gate they want, whenever they want, and nobody's gonna stop them. No one.
Exactly. If they get in the room, in the point,
Yeah.
if there's 30 maxes in a room, no chance. One light assault may get through, but that's like big maybe. If he gets through, maybe 1 max dies. The medic will be there. The light assault gets killed, and
Right.
the point is still held. So it's
So
just
you're saying you should have a max arena? That they're
Yeah,
all dropped
basically.
into?
yeah, that's better.
Jeez.
But that
actually,
Yeah,
I actually kind of
yeah.
like that idea. Yeah. Because
but
that way
you can
there's
contain
less
it,
of a
yeah.
chance of there being massive disruptions that are problematic.
so that all the max
The-
main shitters can
Yep.
again have a like even fight, but that's
Yep,
not
and,
what
like,
I want.
Nobody's going to be stopping these groups if they want to do something
Yes.
else. I'm sure most of like the outfits who want to play the max alert will do it in the 1 hex. But then once it's over, and these other outfits who are like, I'm just gonna ruin everybody's day before 5 minutes before it ends, and just push down a lane when everybody goes back to like a normal alert or like a normal playtime. Just like, oh well, we just lost 7 hexes to this max outfit. What happened here? Oh, they're
Yeah.
at our warp gate now. Oh, holy shit, they're actually pretty good at the maxes. What are we gonna do?
And
You're
then
telling
Another
Full maxes anymore?
broader problem
Yeah.
with the whole max alert thing is that unless you do keep it kind of condensed to a certain area, a lot of the servers don't have the population required to accommodate certain alerts anymore. Kind of obviously, like the tech alerts or the power rushes, because there's not enough pop to actually like make those feasible anymore. And so unless you, like in certain servers like Connery, for example, on most hours have some kind of condensed area, it's probably going to be meaningless. And even more so as time goes by and the pop continues to go on its natural decline.
It is not something that will bring back people to the game, right? This max
I don't
alert.
think it will. You
No.
know, I tend to be one of the more optimistic people when it comes to what Daybreak Games is capable of and what they can bring to the table. But I don't think this alert will do anyone any favors whatsoever.
yeah,
I think there's a few people who really love maxes who are going to be going apeshit crazy with joy when they see this come out. But those people have always kind of been a minority of the population. I don't think that's really going to do the broader meta or the gameplay or the essential or help the essential problems that have kept the game bogged down for 6 years any favors.
It's
Yeah,
kind of dangerous. Like, I mean, the arrow anomalies are one thing, and like most people like generally play them to like where it's supposed to be, which is great. So you don't get
Yeah.
cheese out of the sky very often. It's like a solo pilot or two who decides to abuse the crap out of
get cheesed
the
anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Maxes, on the other hand, is a different story because more
Yes.
outfits tend to cheese with Maxes than they would in the air. Because air
Oh,
can be
yeah.
flagged out. Maxes, yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm-
we've seen what Lord Tagger is capable of with his 8 maxes and 50,000 engineers as his
Of
permanent
course.
entourage. Like,
God
those
was
things
given
are
to the mini
a
buzz cut
beast.
psychos.
Yeah.
But also
Caliburn
for
is
the
waiting
max
to
mains,
give maxes the ability to poop out infiltrators. No, I don't think so.
but also for the max mains, this thing is not good because those max mains normally play max against infantry, and they feel good because they can get a 3 KD playing against lemmings that don't have a max. But now everyone has a max, so they are like infantry against infantry, and then they suck again because they don't have their crutch anymore. So even for max players, this alert is bad. It's just this is universally like Daybreak. Please, next time ask the community and think about it. Maybe it's not that good of an idea. Maybe.
Phil, haven't you always wanted to be a Super Saiyan, bro? All the time?
Super Saiyan. No, I leave that to the
The
biggest
move kind of
planet man in the
confuses me
game.
too, because like just logistically, I'm like, why are we producing new content that's been untested when we still have DX11 bugs that have been unresolved?
Because Daybreak.
Wow.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Like,
I said it.
Like it legit confuses me. Like why for 6 years the main problem for Planetside 2 that I've seen has been just basic gameplay functionality for people. Like there's a huge like lower middle class market that has had restricted access to the game up until very recently because of like simple graphical issues. And like why hasn't that been the main thrust of, like everything for the past 3 or 4 years?
Well,
Like that boggles my mind.
we had 6 years of basically bug fixing, and then they implemented DX11. So now we've got another 6 years of bug fixing, right?
Yes.
But even
Yeah,
then, it
seems
wasn't just
legit.
purely that. You guys had like the construction update. You had like all the vehicle patchwork, all the balancing, and all these little nitpicky things that didn't seem to have anything to do with like gameplay functionality. You being able to see what's on the screen at a rate of like more than 10 frames per second in the spectacle that is supposed to be the biggest selling point for this game. I come here on my like mid-tier PC hoping to find a 96 battle. I finally find one, and then I can't see anything because my frames are so choppy that I'm getting like one hit killed by everybody because I can't aim,
Milsim, yeah.
you know?
Milsim prodigy, huh?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why certain games that have no business being popular have stayed relevant for so long. A combination of gameplay functionality that is perfect for what it is, like a Counter-Strike. I don't like that game. I think it's trash, but it's popular and for a good reason. It's perfectly functional, and despite the number of hackers that play it, anyone on their shit laptop can enjoy that game and not expect it to crash suddenly with 1,000 bugs accompanying it along the way there. Like it's a stable platform upon which to build groups and enjoy things, and you don't have things constantly driving you nuts outside of people hacking, presumably from Russia.
I by the way, have a little topic in between. I see Lex in the stream right now. You made a video not long ago about removing NanoWeave or discussing NanoWeave, more or less. Do you think NanoWeave is an important part of the game?
I think it's become a flak armor or nanoweave has become a mandatory part of the game.
Yeah.
It's one or the other, and
It's one of the few things that incentivizes skill, which is important. So, what was the discussion? I'm assuming to take nanoweave off, right, or keep it on, kind of deal.
Play with ammo belt on NG.
Ammo belt. Yeah.
With ammo
New
put on
meta.
engineer.
Everybody's forced for a day to play with the
No.
grenade bandolier belt only.
Fuck that, man.
4 concussion grenades for everyone.
Yeah, in my opinion, keeping nanoweave is probably a good incentive. If you're gonna teach people to actually headshot, that's better off than not teach them how to headshot off
Yeah.
at all. Because if everybody is going to have to receive the same amount of damage body shotting, then all the players been playing for the last 5 years are gonna be like, this game is retarded. I can no longer use skill to like show my superiority. I've put in like thousands of hours, and now you're taking away by removing nanoweave. Thanks. They're not gonna be too happy, right? So
Mhm.
Well, I just mentioned it right now. Lex made a whole video about this, so I should actually probably share that with you guys. But before we do that, we go to the next topic. And like I mentioned in the title, we're going to talk about some drama. We talked earlier about the NC Connery drama, and therefore we have Mr. Dim Giant over here. And we're also going to talk about some more Cobalt stuff coming up later, so stay tuned. First, Mr. Dim Giant, you've seen probably the previous DroPodcast about talking about your outfit, basically. Can you quickly give us a rundown about?
I thoroughly enjoyed that video, by the way.
Could you quickly give us a rundown what actually happened between you and different people on Connery?
Oh, it was just like a dick measuring contest for a few days, and people got their rise on Reddit. Everyone got the karma they wanted, and we were all good. What essentially went down was, so I've been running a very casual outfit that essentially doesn't care about alerts, because in order to accommodate a certain casual base, there's a surprisingly huge number of people who really don't care about the alerts, and they really just want to enjoy spectacle and running around in a big group together. That's really what they want. They want a sense of community guiding them as they learn the huge learning curve that is dealing with Planetside 2's experience. And to accommodate that, I've done pretty ridiculous things. I don't take the game very seriously. I create narratives to color the gameplay for them, to make it more interesting. And also to sometimes account for the fact that the population is lower than it really needs to be. A lot of the problems we deal with would be solved if there were more pop. It's really one of the great causes for all the symptoms we deal with. Anyway, going back to the subject, so I got this one guy really angry at me because apparently I've become so influential that I'm responsible for like 90% of the NC losses on continental locks during peak prime hours, which I find to be a bit dubious. But anyway, all the stat finding and all that aside, he decided to start a Reddit war with me. A very interesting choice, and try to get me banned and the outfit banned from all of Planetside 2 because we weren't playing the game according to his specifications. And it led to a bit of a war that ended with that ended actually rather well. Perhaps this isn't going to be good for your ratings, but the outfit leader of NYWT came to the Discord and offered a peace treaty, so to speak, and we've all developed much better terms towards each other. So it all got resolved rather boringly with calmness and rational words and stuff.
These days you're on speaking terms, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't say with S.H.I.E.L.D. himself, but his outfit leader, who was rather displeased with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s somewhat abrupt and out of nowhere display of unadulterated anger, kind of had to pull him back in line a little bit and establish some dialogue.
And are you going to change some of your leadership styles, or are you going to play differently, or?
That was probably the greatest tragedy of that whole drama. Like, we had already started inviting certain more like elite fits in to start training the guys to do tight squad-based play, since I'm obviously shit at video games, so other people need to teach them how to play properly. I just create a story. And so we were bringing people in like 2 weeks prior to him having that eruption. And so he was complaining about, not only was he complaining in such a way that was like obviously terribly toxic and disruptive, but he was complaining about things that have been dated issues by like 3 months. So it was like yesterday's news several times over, and it was just kind of embarrassing to him and the entire group.
Okay, good to hear. Does any of you guys, by the way, from Thel or B-Way or whatever, have any other different opinions on how to what happened?
Hey, Mr. B-Way.
God, I'll let you go for this one first. It's got plenty. So.
Opinions on this.
Because I said my part in my statement. I still stand by all that stuff I said. Was it 2 weeks ago we had the podcast? So
yeah, like week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah,
I'm still very neutral. So.
Oh yeah, well, it's kind of a difficult subject because Planetside 2's very game nature lends itself to more complicated social dynamics, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
Like I said, sandbox game. You know, it's as you as an alpha leader, it's up to your initiative to figure out what you want to do for your players. Although my concern still stands that if you do have a large player base and you're not using them quote unquote appropriately, whatever that's supposed to mean, right? And that's subjective, like I told you before.
Yeah, that's always the problem. It's the
Yeah,
subjective terminology. And I'm not dogmatic. Like, I've
Yeah.
always been open to negotiation. The problem with negotiations is that they usually go like this. First, it starts with some guy like Shield coming into my PMs, and instead of like engaging with me like a normal human being, it starts something along the lines of "fuck you, you fucking asshole, you and your fucking Twitch stream are shit.
Yeah.
How
I'm
dare
sure
you
you get
use
that a
my
lot.
Twitch
Yeah.
stream?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, a great way to start negotiations. And by by that point, I'm already pretty much set to disagree with and not do anything this guy asks.
Yeah,
But
right.
but
exactly.
occasionally there is someone in this game who is not an asshole. And they have been very polite in saying, hey, we like the game being played this way. You want to do that with us a little bit more? And I'm like, oh, what a nice guy. Yeah, sure, why not? And like, 7 out of 8 times now, like we take the Continental Lock as seriously as a casual group can. Like we haven't thrown an alert in like 3 months, aside from like 2 exceptions in between now and 3 months ago, because our guys started winning alerts and they were like loved it. And I'm not going to like somehow control 2,000 people and be like, no, don't love winning. So we started accommodating that. And and every time, anyway, going back to the negotiations, usually what happens is people are like, I want you to take this more seriously. And I'm like, all right, that's fair. You like the game this way. I'm fine with that. Come play the aerial anomaly with me. It's only 10 minutes, and I will happily take the lock afterwards totally seriously. And everything that follows after that is dead silence. And the reason for that is every time we have this debate, it ends the same way. They're like, the Continental Lock is objectively more fun. And to which I reply, fun is a purely subjective word. Conversation's over. So, like, I'm willing to take the game super serious. Just fly planes with me. That's all I ask.
Then again, not everyone enjoys flying those planes, so can you blame them for that?
I can't, and that's that's one of the aspects of negotiation. And sometimes it breaks down and doesn't work out for everybody. In which case, we go our separate ways. Maybe something works out next time. Maybe something works out better the other time. I don't enjoy the FPS experience personally as much as I enjoy flying, because I'm an old X-wing and TIE fighter guy from the 90s, and I obsess over that shit. And Planetside 2 has a really cool version of that I personally get like ridiculous nostalgia kicks out of. And so I emphasize that a lot more in my outfit and what we do. And other people prefer the FPS play, which is much more centered around winning certain objectives and locking certain things like the Continental Lock at the end, which also gets you more certs. And people use the certs to say that it's objectively more fun, and to which I reply, no, it's objectively giving you more certs. The cert grind and accelerating it isn't equally fun for everybody, to all people at all times. Sometimes my guys have had unbelievable, colossal amounts of fun and have said in the platoon chat their own words, I will trade 150 certs to kill 1,000 space pigs dead if that's
Right,
what it takes.
Right. And that's important, right? Because we
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing inside your outfit in terms of like how you're leading your people and what they, if that's like actually what they like, then that's okay, right? It's just
that
a question of
changes
how many players you're controlling. That's like the main
Exactly.
question here.
And that's a problem that's more relegated to like the people themselves. Like this outfit is much more autonomous than people realize. Like I'm not a guy who like kicks people out, and I only pick people who like believe in my mindset. I have an outfit for casual people because I'm playing this game to grow Planetside 2 that is designed to be a stepping stone for anybody. So if a person who's serious about the game wants to go to another outfit, I tell them there's all these great outfits like Not What You Think or Outfit X or Recursion that are much more serious. And I know these guys, I can get you hooked up with them and you really enjoy their really tight squad-based play. Some of my guys have joined these outfits and bolstered their numbers because they had a casual group of people lovingly take them in and shuffle them to where they would fit the best. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at the end of the day.
No, they're absolutely. I'm actually in complete agreement with you. Again, right?
Surprising, isn't it?
I'm in agreement with you. The only thing is like from their side, right? And like if I'm gonna play devil's advocate and vouch for the people who are
this
against,
is good. We need devil's advocate.
yeah,
I like this.
right. So like, how many people are you actually controlling on a daily basis when you're running platoon? Is it one,
So here's
2,
yeah.
3?
I'm really glad you asked, because here's how the numbers are generally broken down. So because what I'm doing is designed to grow the game and not decrease numbers, I've activated a large group of players across a vast time zone. I have people from Korea in the outfit and Australia who like playing in the morning. There's a lot of people who like playing in the afternoon and the evening. I played for 8 to 10 hours a day during a specific stretch of time when I knew more of the player base could be recruited and retained, and I activated them that way, which means on average, I run about a platoon and a half at the most. Occasionally during the DX11 stuff, I'll get 3, but that's pretty rare, like 2 weeks at the most. And then for the rest of the day, there will consistently be about 24 to 36 of us online interspersed all day, which is why you see 500 active members, but maybe only see 30 to 40 online most of the time.
Okay, so we're talking about, in general, you own about 60 players on an average day that are actually about
If
60.
that.
Okay.
Like the 60 players is on like a good day, like Friday nights, Saturday nights, maybe. But then, that's even then, that's not a huge fraction of a 750 population, which is what Connery post DX11 is still getting up to in terms of max pop on Friday nights and Saturday nights, which is where most of these complaints arise. Not because, most of these people aren't even online Monday through Thursday, which is where I've gathered most of my people.
Okay, so that seems a little bit more reasonable instead of the 2 to 3 platoons that people have been saying.
Yeah, well,
From
when it
my
happens,
perspective,
but like
that's
again, the
not
2 to
much
3 platoons is
change, though.
only during like DX11 patches, special events when there's ridiculous amounts of pop online. Like I rarely get those kinds of numbers, and I don't want it. Like I don't want to be the next buzzcut psycho where I control the entire faction, because fuck that. You know how much burnout you get from just running one platoon 4 hours a day? It's fucking awful, man. And like I can't deal with that. Like I have to take like a week-long vacation after just 6 months of growing this stuff. And so the idea of like running the whole show, like there was a point where I was running like 3 platoons consistently for like 2 weeks. And in the middle of that, somebody was like, what if you ran the entire, like, you got people on the TR and the Vanu and you were controlling everything? And I'm like, who wants that? No one wants the fucking Illuminati. Have you not read or watched any
surprised.
media? Like,
People out
I
there
don't
want
want
the
to control
Illuminati.
things. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just want to make it easier for people to enjoy the game. That's what I'm here for.
Right. So going back on the double advocate line again, right? With that last sentence, you said you want people to enjoy the game. Is that just for your players or players that you're playing against to another faction? When you're
I mean,
controlling that
you
many
have
people.
to draw a line somewhere. Like ideally, as many people as possible. But in the end, if you choose a particular play style, and it's not what's normal, you're going to rub up against the grain of some people. And from what I've observed, if I'm not being too unfair, the majority of those people get unduly upset. They don't negotiate. They're really angry. They cuss at people all the time and call everybody rage. Like, accusing people of being Korean hackers constantly for everything that goes wrong. Most of the people who are reasonable and want to like work with me, like, they end up being fine with what I'm doing, because even when we're acting silly, occasionally, 1 out of 100 times it ends up actually working in the in the favor of the faction in some stupid way. Like I remember one time we like months ago, we were building a giant base during an alert. And somehow that actually ended up being useful later, because it ended up stopping an entire Zerg from crossing a single point for like 45 minutes, which is strategically very useful for preventing your faction from getting steamrolled during a continental lock.
That's rare. They did not fly over that base.
It was really stupid. Like
Really rare. Okay.
I think we're dumb, but sometimes other people's dumbness is even lower than ours. Like, and in high volumes, I was gonna say you'd be surprised, but none of you guys probably would be surprised.
We've now been talking about the NC faction mainly, but you
Yeah.
guys also have sometimes warp gated certain factions as well, right? Or has it never happened?
Sorry, say that again.
No,
I
no.
was
You guys
distracted
also have
by
been
the-
warp gating the other factions as well, right?
Like that was the tradition that got the outfit started, but everybody got wizened up to that after it became like a tradition. The outfits that were against us, that knew us, that still play online every day, were like, oh, I see what these fuckers are up to. They adapt and they learn. So we haven't actually been able to warp gate people consistently for, again, it's been like 2 or 3 months now. But occasionally we do like really annoying shit for sure. Like sometimes, like we do lots of ant races or like vehicle races because of the sheer spectacle of having 80 people in cars doing stuff all at the same time. People love that in the more casual base. and we'll take those ants, and 80 ants. We'll go to the TR, go to the TR warp gate. We won't take any territory, but we'll build like a base with like 14 or 15 sky shields and like a bajillion anti-aircraft turrets and mow down anything that tries to escape. So yeah, certainly we definitely do things like that.
Okay.
And is this stuff that you generally do during an alert or like off an alert? Like all this
Oh
fun stuff?
no, most of that stuff's off the alert. Like
Okay.
like the outfit's gotten to the point like when the outfit was young and it was easier to to herd the cats to do whatever I wanted no matter what, I would do stuff like that no matter the time. But once the outfit got to a certain size, it began self-regulating. So like more and more, once people in the outfit started to actually participating and winning alerts, because we needed to like wipe our palates clean of being idiots all day, their tastes gradually changed over time, and the outfit's tradition of just memeing no matter what was gradually replaced by actually taking the final alert a little bit more seriously and then goofing off the rest of the time because no one really cares about the other alerts.
Okay.
Reasonable answer. Reasonable.
Okay, I think so far so good about the Connery server. Good discussion. Thanks for that. Let's go to a bit more Europe server. The Cobalt drama as well. I got 2 Cobalt players over here, Nico101 and Thel as well. And just as a quick recap, what has been happening on Cobalt lately? Well, there has been some intentional team killing. And not the
Not
NC
lately.
kind of first off.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, what happened? So I shall quickly share a link as well. If I'm correct, it was the Onu outfit, led by
Yes.
Majordope or Audiovision.
Yeah.
And, well, it was another
Oh,
clan,
no.
I think TF? I don't know.
TRXF, the
Yeah.
Terran Strike Forces, led by Sergeant Payne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened between these guys, but they started team killing on each other. And,
Well,
yeah.
it's pretty. I think it's pretty simple what happened.
Tell us.
Yeah. Well, it's just 2 typical Zergfits, right? 2 Zergfits with leaders that hold themselves very high in this community and think that they are very good tactical players. That's what they think themselves, right? So you have to, keep that in mind. They think they are these very good tactical platoon leaders. And Majordope is always saying like, "Oh, we are so good," and fuck the VS, At least that was last summer, right? So last summer this whole Majordope thing started. He was always, "Fuck the VS," blah blah this and that. Always surging, always 70, 80%, cheesing, maxes, everything, right? Then the TR got tired of him because every normal human being gets tired of this guy. So he moved to VS, right, and started shit talking all the TR. Then a couple months later, the VS got tired of him, and then he moved back to TR. So, and sometimes he's on NC in between or whatever, but he's always shit talking the other faction and just being a bad influence to new players. Now this other outfit, Terran Strike Force, is basically the same, but it's a little bit less retardness that is on Reddit and stuff. But it's basically the same, a leader that thinks very highly of himself and and he shit talked to Majordope and the other way around. And I don't know why the team killing started, but I guess someone said, Majordope or Sergeant Payne said something about the other while on opposite factions or something, and now they are in the same faction, so they are killing each other because I know they want to show their superiority, even though there is nothing to show. So that's what I think it is.
We got over here in this stream, in this top podcast, we also got like 2 outfit leaders that, think they're pretty good themselves. I hope.
Nope, I am trash.
I'm trash. Okay.
I have never been under any such pretension.
It's not the same favor, I can tell you that.
No, okay, but just to get back to the team killing, is it something you can forgive them for doing it? Is it okay because he just was annoying apparently, or?
Are you asking us from like our alpha leader perspective if that happened to us?
Yeah.
Yes. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. This is all like Capulet and like Montague situation all over again. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's a video game. Who gives a shit what happens to your online avatar? There is no consequence. Get the fuck over yourself. Like, my own guys wanted to do this shit. It just creates these endless negative feedback loops. My guys were like, we created this Pale Tiger and I purposefully, for the fun of the game, created a narrative against each other to galvanize our outfits. And some of our guys were asking me to take this a step further and be like, dude, can I go onto their side and team kill them? And I'm like, no, why the fuck would you do that? Even if it weren't against the terms of services, it's just a dick move. Why would you purposely go and like literally dump shitloads of C4 onto somebody's gaming experience? That's so uncalled for. Maybe we do stupid stuff in our outfit, but we at least have the decency to encourage other people to enjoy their particular style of gameplay and even send people their way. There's no need for this ridiculous petty war of team killing attrition to continue. It's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Another thing is that Murdoch mentioned. I forgot to mention it, but Majordope is poaching people from the Terran X forces. So, sometimes he has platoons or squads open in the squad browser. You see I don't know the literal thing he said, but TRXF is bad, or Majordope, no, the other way around. Sergeant Payne is bad or something, come join Honor or something. He talks shit about Majordope in his squad titles and tries to get people from Terran Strike Force to join ONU.
So could we? So our audience is a bit confused, perhaps, by some of the jargon. Can we define poaching? Because it has a few different definitions.
Oh, poaching. Yeah, he wants to take. He wants to take TRXF people to ONU.
So does he actively go to
faction.
individuals and interview them? How does he do that?
Oh no, of course not. He just wants them to go out and then invite them. This is this is not really a healthy community. It's just a guy that wants to feed his ego with a lot of people that are behind him, right? A lot of people that are below him, because he is the leader, of course. He's the big man. So he wants to have as many people following him and as many people that don't know how to play the game, because people that know how to don't believe his lies or his stupid things. So he wants as many people that are new, or he would just want people to follow him and tell him how good he is. That's what he wants.
Can you blame him for inviting players to the game, to his outfit?
No, but I can't blame him for something, from trying to mislead players from Terran Strike Force and take them in his outfit because he wants to hurt Sergeant Payne.
So let me get this straight. So this guy is actually going to these players and telling them, "Fuck that outfit, come join me instead."
Yes, exactly.
So,
that's what he's doing.
That's ridiculous.
That would be considered poaching then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there's soft poaching, there's soft
he is
poaching
actually
and hard
doing
poaching.
it. Yeah.
That's definitely a version of hard poaching. If you're just inviting people from the warp gate and you just found X player here doesn't have, I'll just hit the invite the squad. Okay, whatever, fine. That's not poaching. That's just
that's just a new player. But he's actively trying to take people away from TRXF into Honor.
Yeah,
and then talking shit. I'm equally against Sergeant Payne and Majordope, so it's all good. I'm neutral in this thing.
He is the Swiss of this
Okay,
particular
what now happens?
I found both of them.
What now happens? Majordope put up a Reddit, not a Reddit post, on the JBook forums a post, and he actually asked to kick all the outfit members of TXRF because they were intentionally. Yeah, that's the one. They are intentionally killing. ONU. Yeah. Should they be banned or should they be warned first?
No, this whole problem is okay. So if what Thel has told me is accurate, and I do believe Thel is telling me the truth, then this whole thing has been going back and forth. It's not a one-sided issue. If they were as innocent as they posed for their their photo op that they did for that video, and that was the entire story, then that entire outfit definitely deserves to get banned. But since it was a thing, apparently Majordope had been using his outfit to like bully people. Like I'm not just talking casual stuff, like getting his entire platoon galvanized to go hunt down and team kill people
Yeah, exactly.
that he
Mhm.
personally had an issue with. So
Exactly.
the problem goes both ways. Like they all need to be sat down and like censured by Daybreak. I think both sides need to get their asses whooped.
It's to
Mhm.
the
A warning.
it's so bad actually. It's the you know, it's this bad that Majordope, you know, he wants people in his own platoon to revive maxes with revive nades, and if they don't do it, I don't know what he does, but he's like shit talking them or saying they're bad or whatever, you know. Even though you can't, the game doesn't allow you to revive maxes with revive nades. This guy is so delusional, you know. It's literally retarded. He also put up a video a while ago,
Oh,
like a
man.
long time ago, where so he basically was walking around the house with a cup of coffee, like a mansion, and pretending that was his house and showing all the rooms and, you know, everything.
You're kidding me.
But then people went on the internet because, you know, it's like they want to find shit out, and they actually found out this house is for sale, and you could go there and, you know, look if you want to buy it. So he pretended, you know, that was his. It's so retarded. So this guy is so delusional and so into himself, you know, that it's. You know, it's so bad because all the
Yeah.
the worst thing about this whole situation is that all the new players that come in this game, right? They walk, you know, past this Majordope guy, and Majordope is like, "Oh, you get in my outfit, right?" And they get in this platoon with Majordope, and they don't know anything. They go to a fight and like all these lights flashing everywhere, planes flying by, maxes in the doorway, nades, C4, everything, right? They think, "Holy shit, this is a great game," and then but they don't know anything how to do it. But this Majordope guy, this you know, their platoon leader, this big platoon leader, this big guy, he's telling them, "Yo, we're gonna do this," and he is excited. You know, everyone thinks this guy, he knows what he's doing, right?
Mhm.
Because they don't know, and then they go in his outfit, and then because they only zerk and only do stupid, useless shit, they get bored because they think Fortnite is much better, even though Fortnite is shit. But they don't know that because they don't know this game. They only know Majordope, you know. And then they log off again. They go play whatever shitty VR game there is, you know. And that's because Majordope, you know, picks them up because he's at the warp gate. All the good outfits, you know, are on TeamSpeak or fighting somewhere. But those new players, they get instantly invited, and then, you know, they are lost because.
Mhm.
You know, if you don't know about the game and you come across an individual like this, then you're doomed, and you go back to the rest of the gaming world. And yeah, the sad life of Planetside.
Nico,
A
yeah?
simple fix to this would be simply making a limit to the amount of people that you can invite to your outfit.
Yes,
That's
that
the
as well.
easiest option to stop people spam inviting hundreds and hundreds of people a week to an outfit.
Wouldn't that then be like only 1, only 2, only 3? So
Yeah,
would it
but
really
then
solve
that
anything?
stops someone influencing because you can't actively talk in 3 different outfits at once.
That's
You
true.
can
Yeah.
only talk in one platoon or one. Because at the end of the day, why do you need an outfit with 4,500 people in there?
Yeah, the server can't even
So
take
our
it.
reason for growing the outfit that large is because it deals with the natural fall off of the activity rates. You'll notice that there's a constant decline in Planetside 2's population, for example, right?
Yeah.
So one of the ways you deal with that, and churches broadly deal with this, I might add. Don't tell anybody, or their secret will be out. But you have a growth rate that accounts for and ideally matches or exceeds the decline rate, because you're always going to have people, no matter how good or fun the game is, that just eventually leave anyway. And so as an outfit that's designed for growth and to help other outfits, and ultimately like the Vanu and TR also grow as well, I bore that in mind, which is why we had such an aggressive recruiting pursuit. But the problem you're getting at here is that not everybody has like an altruistic purpose in mind, obviously, like especially in the cases that have been brought up here. So there should be limits, and maybe not limits for everybody, but perhaps based off of what's considered like good or worthy of advocating behavior. There's like benefits or rewards that are designed to engender or reward certain types of community growth. And then also, if you fail to meet certain expectations, your outfit is discouraged from growth. That might be a better solution that still allows that sense of choice to exist with the encouragement and discouragement there as well. But I think your basic premise is sound, that there does need to be some change in order to prevent poor new people who don't know any better from being caught up in a cultist's web.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you have 1,000 players in your outfit, there's no way that you have 100% activity
course not.
in
Yeah.
that.
No.
So you should
that's true of most
basically
outfits.
be clearing. Well, in Kane, for example, we remove players after 6 months. If they were inactive for 6 months, they would be kicked from the outfit, and it's quite a simple process to do. You just go
Sure.
through. You can you obviously select when they last logged in, and then just remove them from the outfit. And obviously, if they know where you are, if they want to rejoin, because you have Discord, you have TeamSpeak, you have a website, etc. So it's perfectly feasible to do, and it can help control the mass like outfit spam inviting of these people that do this. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a good thing, but obviously people like
Abuse the
Majordope
system.
are obviously abusing the system. Yeah, exactly, and causing problems. So you know, we need measures to deal with this now. And at the end of the day, that also helps other outfits enable recruiting themselves.
Right.
Because if you have 1,000 people in an outfit, say, I don't know, say 20 of them are actively recruiting, that could be, if they recruit one person a day, that's a lot of people that they're recruiting, and that's taking a lot of new members from other smaller outfits that need those new members being joined into their outfit
Agreed.
at that time. So
And that's there's actually a reverse side to that equation as well. That's to be considered. Sometimes there's too many people online to be gathered. Like, you know, not everybody who moves into Planetside 2 gets a chance to even take a look at an outfit, because so many people explore the game every day,
Yeah.
that there aren't really enough outfits to accommodate them, which is another part of the problem that a particular equation unfortunately has to leave out. And so, like, what our outfit hopes to do with that particular thing is sweep up all those people who maybe get missed, and then send them to the right outfits as time goes by and their natural gameplay elements begin to show. But you're right, there should be a better way to deal with it than that, because obviously, like, I can't sustain this forever. Like, I already got burned out hardcore doing this after 6 months. So I think another way of dealing with that particular end of it would be, hopefully, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, it's been hinted at this year, there may be outfit incentives that you can use that are coming to the gameplay that encourage you to play the game with your outfit a little bit differently. Now, that could go a lot of different ways, but I think having outfit incentives, I don't know what that would be in, like, the form of certs or like recognition for taking a base more or whatever. But if you could tailor that in such a way that encouraged, like you're saying, something more reasonable with your outfit growth and development progression, and maybe not reward you for the sheer numbers you have, but how effectively those numbers are wielded, that might discourage
I like Daybreak, but I wouldn't expect too much with this.
Outfit goals. Get 3 KD and be the most toxic outfit in the chat.
Yeah, I also want to
5,000
I want to mention one thing. Caliburnus mentioned, I don't know Majordope, but I feel like he should have a right to reply. He certainly does. By now, I would actually want to invite him if he wants to reply on this next week. We do this, of course, every week, this DroPodcast. If he wants to come in, have his own say about this whole Cobalt drama, of course, you're welcome. You can also type in the chat as well.
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, yeah. Oh shit. I guess I'll take a break next week, Faber.
Yes, in that case. No, but I think it's all, you guys are. I don't know him as well. I don't play in Cobalt, but you guys see. I don't see everything in Cobalt myself, so yeah.
Come to Cobalt, Faber.
Maybe. I've seen Miller's bigger these days, so.
But quality over quantity.
I like the quality of Miller. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah. Hello? Okay, guys. This is the internet, of course.
I think Discord's dying.
Yeah, Discord's dying.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello? There we go.
Yeah.
I thought for a second that Discord was made by Daybreak.
Yeah.
Whoops.
No.
I just have a final question for you guys.
Shoot.
First of all, for Nico 101, do you have any plans for next week? Are you going to make new videos or?
I have casual content too, like sat ready to go. I'm probably gonna make, I don't know, a meme-tage or something.
Me
I'm
too.
thinking about doing a meme video with maxes, but I need to play maxes to be able to get obviously the footage to be able to do that. So
Which faction will you be playing?
all three of them. That's the worst thing.
If you guys want to check out his YouTube, the link is right down there in the Twitch below. It's got some good stuff. You should definitely
But
check it out.
yeah, just streaming is probably it's easy just to stream, isn't it? So that's the best
Yeah,
way.
I'll take care of the YouTube stuff in September. Got our band of 12 brothers of YouTube producers working for the future, hoping one day some viral videos will bring the pop back. Hoping against hope.
Yeah. Hope in Planetside too. Wow.
And Mr. Dim Giant, do you have any plans for next week? Some big outfit plans or?
We do. Oh boy, have we got big news for next week. So as some of you may have heard, we are the first ever corporate outfit to fully embrace the bonus check and all of the evil and greed associated with it. So next week marks the first ever bonus check election. This month, it starts off as $100 for the guy voted the best platoon lead of the outfit because the game needs more leaders. It is in a dire shortage, and we're here to help accommodate that as well. And in September, that bonus check will be raised to $400 for the best person to lead that month, including, and I got approval from this from Pale Tiger himself, $50 a month for the guy who gets the most Pale Tiger max kills that month. It's going to be epic. If you guys want to participate in the madness, anybody can do the Pale Tiger bounty system in our Discord. Only members can be elected to win the $400 each month. Yeah, Zavik's probably going to win. I'm not going to lie. He's definitely the front runner. But yeah, we're doing some pretty crazy stuff with leadership development next week. Introducing $5,000 every month into the pool.
You're gonna pay someone money to lead.
Yeah, you know, there's so many dumb things that money gets poured into these days for fun. I figured, why not? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll throw $500 at people to play a video game and enjoy themselves. Why not? I don't need money.
Very
I got my
generous of
tea. I got my computer. What else do I need?
Food.
Dude, we got ramen for that.
Water to
Ramen.
take
Didn't
care
you
of all the
guys go
salt.
to college?
Electricity.
Yeah. Cooling.
Hey, Zazer, what's up? Zershin, a wife, and a mic. I saved up. So I spent a lot of years working in the health industry, and I saved up a good bit of money to buy the studio and all the stuff you see around me. So I'm reasonably well off in terms of like hard assets and.
See a blue sky behind you. Did you buy Rexes?
Yeah, right. On a nurse in trainings check, I don't think so.
I see Faber bought Planetside Arena. Hey, Faber, when is
definitely.
it gonna release?
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, no, it is summer right now. They're gonna release in the summer, so the coming
It is
90
summer now.
days.
Faber, you
Where
had me
is it?
there. I was hoping that Faber had the announcement here at this stream
Ooh,
for Planetside.
maybe next
Yeah.
week.
What's up with that?
Is
Shall we
that
invite
summer this
Kato?
year or summer?
Summer this
in
year.
the next 10 years. Okay.
Could be this year, could be in 5 years.
Yeah,
Right?
Can we place bets?
Yeah, sure.
90% of
think-
my income is going to the outfit. I'm not in a position where I can place bets.
I don't
I'll
think
tell you
it's
what.
gonna
I'll
come out
put
this year.
$10 into this pool. I'll put $10 in. Yeah,
Yeah,
You lost all your
10,000
money to
bits
the
for
Yellow
this summer.
Claws.
10,000 bits. Yeah.
Oh,
What's the
that's
bet?
weird.
What's the bet? Yeah,
What
what's the bet?
That it doesn't come out this year.
Not this year.
That's a tough bet.
Probably not though.
You know what? I'm gonna put money down saying it will be out before September 1st. I'll pay $10 out to.
It's still
Ooh.
summer though, right?
I'll
Isn't
bet you, Nico.
It
I'll
is
pay you
summer.
$10.
It is summer
It-
until
yeah.
the 21st of September.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna release the 2nd of September.
No.
And then
no,
you're fucked.
Better not. It better be before for my $10 sake.
Oof.
It is my birthday on the September 1st, so actually I would like that.
All right. $10. $10 on September 1st. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
Okay,
That birthday plug.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
bet money on Daybreak. You never know
No.
what's gonna happen.
No, that's what
You
makes
go
the bet
boxing.
exciting. You don't know. They're such a
Yeah,
a tricky horse.
Yeah, but
especially
that's
on the
like
dev team's
being
timing.
EA and saying loot boxes are a surprise mechanic or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Fuck it.
Soon.
Fuck EA
Soon.
and Epic Games. I said it and it's true.
Oof. Don't let them
Aiden's
know.
writing in the chat saying they also said February. I won't let you forget them.
Yeah, exactly. And then they said March, and then they say summer, and
No, but
then the Planetside didn't get fixed for a month or something, and yeah.
for example, Usher, they promised Usher for 2019. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
don't
where
think
is it,
so.
man? So, Oyster will release in 5 years, Planetside Arena in 10 years. There you have it, boys. Release date.
Only it won't be Planetside Arena by then. It'll be Planetside 3 because they'll have finally realized, oh, battle royales. Not a good
E3
idea,
2028.
At least our PC would be able to play PlanetSide in 10 years.
right?
Yeah,
One would hope.
finally.
I hope so.
Planetside 2 anyway. Planetside 3 will be another 6 years.
And you can play that on your smartwatch in 10 years. Fuck.
Smart
Oh,
fridge.
hell
PlanetSide
yeah.
Mobile coming soon.
Mobile game. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like microtransaction for weapons. Do I get an
It's what all the
MSWR
Planetside
or a
2
Tengu?
players wanted. Yeah.
Fuck the
They
Tengu.
wanted it on mobile.
I get a Yumi. I want an MSW. Give me. David, Rel, please.
Yeah.
But then Rel is like 50 years old. Like an old. I don't know. An old fuck that is even saltier than we are today. Back in my day, we had light assaults and invisible cloakers.
Salty boys.
Planetside
Yeah.
1 was so much better.
Salt.
Jumpy
Not-
boys and their C4. Who needs a
Fuck it.
tank?
You guys saw that serious gaming video too?
Hello,
Oh, boy.
fellow Alexians.
Which one? Which one?
The one where he was talking about how light assaults have ruined the tank game.
Oh, the last one about balance.
Daybreak ruined the tank
Yeah.
game.
Boy, that
There's a-
was an interesting video.
There's a part 2 coming soon.
I know.
Oh yes,
I don't know
about
if I can
infantry
watch it.
gameplay.
I don't know if I can watch
Heavy assault is not skilled play. Pulls a banshee next base with 70% pop.
it. I don't know if I can handle it after he said that mag riders and vanguards and all the tanks should be available to all factions at all times. It's just like what?
Yeah, well, Paddy Fathead has his things sometimes. You know?
Yeah. Do you think, by the way, guys, that should there be like a mortar system for some tanks, a long-range tank?
That
I
would
think
be
they should
all the
just
tanks
revert
already are a
combined arms
mortar
initiative.
system. Like you can hit stuff from really far away if you're a decent tank player. Like you got 3 tanks up on a hill. What more do you need mortar wise? And you also already have like that kind of built into the construction system with the flail as well.
I don't know if more artillery would be helpful. I can see it now. Some
No.
of the orbital strike
I-
players that already prep orbital strikes around the hexes, the nuke biolabs already
hell
for
no,
you know,
no.
dozens and dozens of kills.
I think there's,
Fuck.
The
I think there's
orbital
enough.
strike requires no buff.
There's
Artillery.
enough cancer in PlanetSide.
Yeah.
We don't need any
Yeah,
more.
we don't need it anymore. We're good.
But
Yeah,
wait,
I-
there is more. We have a grenade launcher released.
like-
Oh, the
yes,
Tumblr!
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go,
So-
baby!
Please don't.
I feel like what
Such a
Planetside needs more than
cancer,
ever
man.
is a period of stability where no changes are made except like changes to the game so that it's more playable for people who
Nah,
have
if you-
lower end PCs. That's the
If
only
Daybreak
change
is
that
gonna
needs to
make it
happen.
more playable, it's gonna be less playable. So
Or, you know, just
Just
bigger
Daybreak,
buildings
that's-
so whatever is shoved for the same doorway. That would help. Blood.
but,
I just know EA is gonna buy out this game someday. We're all gonna
Oh
think,
fuck
"Hey,
EA! No, please don't.
they've got a bigger dev team. They'll fix it."
Yeah, but
Don't-
well,
I'm sure EA can make implant boxes a lot worse than they already are.
yeah.
Somehow.
They would make like a weapon system loot box thing. So either you pay
Right.
like you pay 10 euros and you get a random weapon drop or something.
They'll advertise it as the least grindy game they've ever made.
Yeah,
and
man.
8 years
Just
later,
have to
people are still
pay.
talking on YouTube about how they finally got to level 120.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you,
then
EA.
but then
So
all the
much less
things
grindy.
all the things would be in one big bucket, right? So implants would be in the pool, weapons would be the vehicle weapons, armor abilities.
Yeah.
So you want an MSWR, but you get
Right.
like level 1 ammo belt for engineer or something.
Yeah.
Like fuck that, man.
Indeed. Indeed.
Guys, I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
make
yeah,
an end to
Kaiser,
this.
what kind of-
Well,
but there was the-
amazing topics.
part
Well,
two.
next week another podcast, and then we will be here again. So a lot of amazing topics. If you have any suggestions for topics, let us know in my Discord, !Discord, or in the chat right now, of course. Again, I want to thank you guys. If you want to say anything more, now is the time. No?
Stay salty.
Stay salty.
Yes,
Very salty.
exactly.
That's good to hear.
Make our Axis great again. Hashtag MAGA 2020.
Nico, are you going to
I
stream,
guess-
by the way, still?
kidding.
Or?
I'm kidding. Kidding.
I will be streaming probably Path of Exile, but I won't be streaming PlanetSide.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you want to, we can
'Cause you
raid
can't-
you, of course. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you can do.
Okay.
Is there not a Planetside? Is there no one streaming Planetside?
Aflick is streaming.
Not today.
Not today.
Aflick is
Yeah.
streaming Planetside and Nico is
I
streaming.
have to
Podcast
appease
as well.
Mormon Jesus and avoid streaming on the Sabbath.
It's literally, yeah.
I see Groggar streaming as well. He deserves some love as well. Guys, I'm going to host Mr. Groggar over here. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
And
I'll do that.
we'll be back next week. Until then.
I'll see you, Planetside.
See you,
Yeah.
Thanks,
Planetside.
Faith.
Yep. See you guys later.
Fucking hell.
If you-